Hi everyone, my name's Rachel and you're watching The Sailing Siren. In this video, I go to the doctor to get a diving physical and see if we can get to the bottom of why I'm having trouble equalizing. If you're in the medical field or a dive professional, check this video out because I might make for an interesting case study. If you're a new freediver and you're having trouble equalizing, check this out because you might learn something. Just a fair warning, we're gonna get real close and personal. Don't check this video out unless you want to see in my ears, nose, or throat. If you remember from my last video, not being able to equalize was the reason I didn't pass my level 1 course in 2 to 3 days. I often had to turn and end the dive because my left ear wouldn't equalize or I'd get a reverse sinus block while ascending. It wouldn't hurt on the way down, but I'd hear the signature whining noise on ascent that told me that some airways were partly obstructed. To try and solve this, I went into the city of Tagbilaran to visit Dr. Michael Lazarro, a Philippine ear, nose, and throat doctor who's also a freediver. The appointments are first come, first served, so I waited about 2.5 hours before I saw him. For the medical professionals viewing this video, I've included links to the medical forms from PADI, ADA, and SSI for your reference, as well as the guidelines for recreational scuba divers' physical examination. From what I've learned so far, the PADI forms aren't used so much for freediving, but they do provide for some fun reading information and give you some more background on dive physiology. And for the medical folk who are using me as a case study, I've never had a history of seasonal allergies or allergies whatsoever. I'm never congested unless I have a cold. I've never had a sinus infection. I don't take medications, I eat a healthy diet, and I don't smoke. Dr. Lazarro screened for a history of chronic conditions, monitored heart and lung function, and then it was time to prepare the camera to see into my ears, nose, and throat. Guys, don't ever say you don't know what's going on in a woman's head.
Okay, so that's your ear canal, some little dry skin, so that's your eardrum. Okay, can you do Frenzel now? Okay, nothing. Oh, good. Okay, release. Oh, air still there. You see, it's not deflating.
Now, before you get all grossed out and leave a comment saying, "Earwax is disgusting," just remember that everyone has earwax and nose hair, and I'm just willing to show you mine to further our collective knowledge on this subject. It's for science. Now let's compare my left ear to my right ear.
Okay, can you do Frenzel now? Good, release. Oh, okay, it goes back. There's a delay.
Next, Dr. Lazarro moved the camera to my nose to see if he could see anything abnormal.
Okay. This was good. A little moist. Okay? You just okay, your nasal passages are good. Okay?
Okay.
No greenish mucus, no signs of infection. And go at your stick and tube. You have a big adenoid. See there? That's tissue, the pink one hanging there. Okay, swallow. So you have an adenoid.
Okay.
It gives you trouble with equalization.
Kind of weird, right? Okay, last stop, down my throat.
Okay, that's your uvula. Let's go to the glottis. There's the glottis. Okay, say okay, inhale. Okay, very good. Say hey. Okay, E. Okay, don't swallow. Just inhale, exhale. Oh, good. Okay. See the opening there? Okay. That's going to your lungs. So if you have a tracheal squeeze, the blood will come up from that area.
Based on the findings from my medical exam, Dr. Lazarro declared me fit to dive, but prescribed me a prescription for fluticasone to minimize swelling and hopefully shrink the adenoid. Now, it was off to the pharmacy to get my medication. You take a number, wait to be called, and then show them your prescription. It's so different than the pharmacies in the US. They don't check for correct drug dosing or interactions. You pay cash price, and I'm pretty sure you can use your prescription over again. So here's the part of the video where I go into the suggestions that people had for me and whether or not they worked. I kind of threw all of the solutions at the problem at once. These included nasal rinses twice a day, balloon exercises twice a day, steam therapy, fluticasone at night, clearing my nasal passages before every dive, cutting out all inflammatory and mucus-producing foods, and learning as much as I could about Frenzel. Some excellent YouTube tutorials that help me with Frenzel equalization are ones by Adam Stern and Aaron Solomons. Thank you, gentlemen. Lastly, my instructor suggested that I tuck my chin and equalize even more frequently than I thought that I needed to. This was even before I felt pressure and definitely before I felt pain. This was super helpful for me, and if you're having trouble equalizing, make sure to ask your instructor to help you troubleshoot head position, technique in equalizing, and frequency of equalizing. Just an update, I'm currently comfortable equalizing well past 10 meters, so thank you so much to everybody for your suggestions. Remember that as a new freediver, you have to listen to your body. Find out what works for you and don't force equalizing. You want to be healthy and in one piece so you can dive another day. As a pharmacist, one thing that I tell my patients that I think applies to freediving is that you need to take an active interest in your own health. Learn as much as you can about healthy habits in equalizing, and don't be afraid to ask a lot of questions. Instructors are your mentors and your guides. Make the most of your education. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, The Sailing Siren. I'd love to hear from the medical folk or any divers who have experience with adenoids and them interfering with equalization. How common are mechanical issues, and what are some workarounds? Feel free to share your knowledge in the comments below, and don't be afraid to hit that bell next to the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Stay tuned because next week I show you how my SSI Level 2 course went. See you next week!